G'day viewers, I'm Simon Christie and welcome to Life Off-Road. This week we're around an hour and a half north of Sydney in a stunning area of New South Wales that's been frequented by four-wheel drive enthusiasts for decades. To find out more about where we are and what we'll be doing for the next two episodes, hang around.
One of the most well-known spots to explore around the Sydney area, the Wadigans is a sensational four-wheel drive destination for novice and experienced off-roaders alike. We're out here doing what we love, enjoying a weekend of four-wheel driving with our mates in the bush. Joining us for this trip were some of the biggest experts in the industry. Nick Manell from ARB Penrith, Jimmy Porter from ARB Thornley, Andrew Limroth from Berrima Diesel, and Jamie Lieben from Waterwatch. All ready for a weekend of fun and a few challenges.
So we've finally arrived at the beginning of the off-road trip. We're off the blacktop and that's good to see. First thing we're going to do is we're going to let down our tyre pressures. A couple of things that does for us. It gives us better traction and more grip on the ground, and it's going to make the ride in the car more comfortable as well. What we're using today, we're using the ARB deflator, and it screws straight onto the tyre and it enables us to remove the valve while holding it captured in the stem. It then gives us the pressure reading off the tyre, and then what we're able to do is adjust the tyre pressure from there. You can let your tyres down several ways. You could use a stick, a matchstick, any sharp pronged item. This way we're in control of what tyre pressure we're running. We can check it easily and we've got no risk of losing or damaging the valve. My car's fairly heavy, so we're going to drop to 24 psi because we still want to be able to do the transport in between the obstacles as well. That way we're not going to have any problems with rolling tyres off the rims or anything silly like that. So I'm going to go through the process now, let these four tyres down to our 24 psi and we'll get out and have a play.
We're well within the Olney State Forest, which is typically known to locals as the Wadigans. This is a fantastic four-wheel drive area. We're just letting down the last of our tyres before we have a crack at the first obstacle for the day, which is this stunning rock face. Now it's hard for non-four-wheel drivers to get it, but this for us is totally exciting. This face here has so many different lines. There's plenty of grip. There hasn't been a lot of rain around. I'm very keen to get the four-wheel drives onto it.
What do you reckon, Joe? Keep your nose down. That's the Canadian truck as well. That's the Aussie guy, the big fella.
One of the things when you are out off-roading, sometimes you've got to basically bump your car up somewhere. You get to a rock or you get to a bit of a ledge and you need to apply the throttle. The new modern diesels certainly got plenty of get up and go, but what they do find is throttle lag. But at the end of the day, when we're off-roading, that's when we need instant response. So in steps the plug and go. The plug and go is a little handheld device that mounts inside the car. With the plug and go plugged in, sure enough, as soon as you touch that throttle, bang, you've got response and you can pop up over a rock. Makes it a lot safer and it's a lot better for your vehicle too. It's also adjustable. You may not want that aggressiveness off-road, but you still want that fast response. You can simply adjust it with a push of a button on the dashboard. We've been doing diesels for 3 generations now. We've got warranties that have been tested year and year and year again. But when it comes to your expensive four-wheel drive, be very, very careful what you're getting. Also the safety factor as well. So if you're looking something with a credible background, good warranties, certainly the plug and go is the way to go.
It's always smart to walk any serious four-wheel drive obstacle before you have a crack at it. And this face here is well worth a look at. Now right in front of me where I'm standing here, there is a lot of soil. You can actually see it's been dragged up from the vehicles as they've driven up. Whilst it seems to be the easiest spot, there's a section behind me which is a more direct line, which would actually be safer. And this section here that does have the dirt on it, which seems to be the easiest, will more than likely be quite hard here in the dry because that dirt that's on it will cause a huge lack in traction. As we walk across the face, there are some large holes, some areas that have been dug out, and just the natural formation of the rock makes it very, very challenging. So a play area like this is the ideal spot for somebody to come, learn, practice with their four-wheel drive in a safe way, and also test themselves to see what their vehicle is capable of. Well, we've all decided that Nick Manell, the most experienced in our group, and he does have the best setup vehicle, will be first onto the hill. It's a great confidence kicker and a great way to break the ice on the first obstacle for the day. Okay, Nick, bring it on through.
This is my 2016 Land Cruiser Sahara. It's the turbo diesel version. We've kitted it out with all the products that we use often. Yeah, the line I'm going to pick, I'm going to try and straddle some of the bigger holes, keep the wheels nice and flat to make it nice and easy on the vehicle, yet still get over the obstacle.
Vehicle is crawling, rolling nicely. Keep coming across my way. Keep coming across, keep coming across, keep coming across. That's good, that's good. Yep. Beautiful, Nick. Fantastic drive from Nick Manell there. Just take it nice and easy. You don't have to rev the hell out of the car. You don't need to spin the tyres excessively. You don't need to tear the terrain up. Let's get the next one up. Right, this section of track is one of the more chopped out looking sections. It actually is quite harder suspension wise, but Jamie's running diff locks, and because it's straight up and down, it should be a little bit easier. So well worth a look. Okay, Jamie, you're next up, let's go.
G'day guys, Jamie here representing Waterwatch. I've had a challenge thrown to me by my son that's here today. He's told me I've got to take a hard line, so me being the old man, if I don't take it, I think I'll cop it all the way home. So I'm going to take the far right lane, which is fairly hard. It's going to be straight up. I'm going to have to put both lockers in, and let's see where it goes, and hopefully it gets to the top and we can enjoy it.
That's it, that's it. Keep it coming up. Keep it coming. Hold it there. Yeah, come back a bit. I'll go left hand down. Come back a little bit. Keep going back, keep going back. All right, stop there, stop there. All right, can you get going forward and come up to the right a bit? All right, listen to that big V8 roar. Now, you can see there, tackling it straight on, he had 2 steps between him and the top of the hill. All 4 wheels were spinning in those holes. It was very, very hard to get traction. Backing him up, changing the angle just that little bit made all the difference. Another fantastic drive. Let's get on to the next victim.
Hi guys, I'm Jimmy from Manell Motors. We're an ARB stockist in Sydney, Thornleigh. We are at the Watergans today. Been a good 10 years since I've been here last, so really looking forward to getting out there and seeing how much it's changed and how much I remember of it.
Now, we said earlier there's a bit of a confidence kickstarter putting Nick up first, and the reason that we did it is Jimmy has already changed his idea of where he wants to drive. He's actually going to follow Nick's footsteps, and he's into it right now. Nick's going to guide him up, so let's see how he goes. Now, this is where Jimmy's really going to struggle. He's only got 1 diff lock, and this off-camber section, especially with the IFS, is going to be quite difficult. You can see the tyres working at low pressure. Brings the back end across nicely. A little bit of wheel spin there actually helped. All right, punch it up from here. Beautiful. Considering that he's only got 1 diff lock, that's actually a very nice drive from Jimmy. 1 more vehicle to go. Let's see how they tackle it. All right, Andrew, you're next up.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Berrima Diesel DP Chip. Here we are out in the bush. Great to be out here with Life Off-Road and of course Simon. So when I look at this rock wall here, there's loads of lines from easy to very hard. I'll probably take something maybe it's a bit short and sweet. Don't want to break anything, did plenty of that in the past, so I'll pick this nice moderate line, short and sweet, and we'll see how we go in a few minutes.
How was that? Great drive. The confidence booster, the kickstarter, the warm-up, whatever you want to call it, we've nailed it. It's time to move on. Let's find out what the Watergans has in store for us coming up next.
Well, we got the rock face out of the way. That was sort of fairly easy, some challenging spots in there, and we've just cruised up some of the tracks through the Wadigans here, and we've come up to this beautiful picnic area. I tell you what, with these pine trees towering up to the sky, it's quite amazing on a bed of needles. The most important thing, of course, is we are all hungry. We've had Master Chef Simon Christie and Master Chef, maybe apprentice, or he might have been the Master Chef, Nick Manell, getting lunch ready. And have a look at this absolute gourmet, ready to go down and be gone in minutes, charged up, ready again for more of this afternoon's filming.
On this trip today, we have 4 common rails, become very sensitive. They don't like water. You know, I'm not talking about water from water crossings. What I'm talking about is water and fuel. You know, water and fuel is the easiest way to destroy a common rail. We put a water watch in the fuel system so we can catch all the water before it gets in and destroys your whole fuel system. If you've ended up filling your car up and you've got water, eventually your car is going to stop. Then you've got costly tow bills, costly repair bill. By fitting one of our water watches, this will detect water when you've got it. If you're driving and your alarm happens to go off, find a safe area, pull over, have a look at your water watch. It'll show that it's got water in it. Turn the sensor 1 revolution. The water will dribble out, tighten it back up, you start your vehicle and away you go. Water watch was made to try and eliminate this problem so everyone knows that their vehicle's safe, and we can protect it knowing that we've got a device that will do that.
Well, the cameraman said that the road down here was a little bit narrow crossing the creek and a little bit of the road had fallen away. I think it's a little bit worse than that. We definitely won't be crossing this bridge or the mud down to my left. She's looking pretty nasty. So we'll turn around and we'll head down Creek Track. I think that's the one to take.
Yeah, we had an awesome day up here in the Wadigans. Didn't go exactly as how we planned. We made a couple of alternative routes.
We had a plan of where we wanted to go, and due to the road collapse, we weren't able to get there. That's why you always got to be prepared and have an alternate route and have backup food, water and supplies like that just in case. You never know what's going to happen, but that's all part of the adventure and that's why we love it.
Fantastic little section here, nicely chopped out, rutted, and some off-place rocks with a big log that's been cut out there. Makes for some fantastic four-wheel driving. Now this big rock here that they drop off, you can see there's scratch marks on it here where vehicles have been dragging over it. Now, not that the 200 series wasn't capable, but just to save the rear step, we like to keep these vehicles in good condition. Just placing a couple of rocks made all that difference and gave us plenty of clearance as Nick brought the rear bar over this drop off here. Beautiful drive, let's get the next vehicle down. I think it's the Hilux.
Yeah, so it's always good to get a bit of guidance when you're going down some really big ruts with big drop-offs, which we had Simon up the front giving a bit of radio control on the way in, which was good, and on the way back out. So did little damage, if any, really. I think I just scratched a side step. Everybody had a little tiny scratch here and there. Again, when you're out in these areas, having protection gear on and knowing your vehicle is an absolute key.
A lovely section of track, all done safely and easy, again, limiting the damage to the terrain, certainly no damage to the vehicles, a little bit of spotting, a little bit of guidance, a little bit of rock stacking, and it's all done so easily. Now we've still got a little bit of daylight left, so let's keep the journey continuing. Exploring the Wadigans, how does it get any better than this? Guys, this is just awesome. Wet, muddy, chewed out, uneven, huge sides. What a nice section of road we've got here. Let's get the four-wheel drives on it. The Wadigans are certainly turning it on for us, guys. If you're local to Sydney or this area, you've got to have a crack at these tracks. Now Nick's decided to go hard against the right-hand bank to protect his vehicle from these rocks that are on the passenger side. It should be a fairly good run. The ruts aren't too deep. Watching the rock on this side, Nick, very close. Tyre's just up against it. Your mirror's good. Yep, that's good, that's good. Side steps just touching, Nick. Side steps just touching. Right hand down. That's it, that's enough. That's good, that's good. Beautiful, Nick. Very, very nice. Who's next? Okay, Jimmy, let's go. Jimmy's only got one locker in this vehicle. He is a good driver though. Oh, doing really well on that first step. Once again, there's plenty of traction down there. It's not too hard. The trick is saving your panels as you come up through this tight section. And again, have a look at it. We're doing it nice and carefully, nice and gently.
As you would have seen a little earlier, we tackled a hill climb which saw some pretty nasty rock edges and some big ruts. One of the things that you need to be careful of is underneath the vehicle. As you can see on the Hilux, we've got the under-vehicle protection, and what that's going to do is it's going to protect the vehicle from impact with a rock, or if it falls inside a rut, from damaging your sump and other important vehicle components underneath. If the vehicle does get an impact and you don't have the under-vehicle protection on, obviously you could have major issues with losing oil. Further back from that, you've got the gearbox and transfer case. It also provides a lot of protection from that. Just doing that climb before, you can see it's taken quite a bit of a hit, but I can rest assured it hasn't done any damage because we've got the under-vehicle protection fitted. The under-vehicle protection is designed, it's been pressed and folded, which gives it a lot of strength. Obviously much more than you're going to get with your standard vehicles with the standard underbody protection, which provide next to no protection at all. The beauty of this product is it's peace of mind. Not only you're protecting your vehicle, but you're protecting your family as well. We're just an hour out of Sydney, and today's shown that it is a good thing having someone with you, because you never know when you might be faced with a situation where you need to do a recovery or need someone to give you a hand. So it's always good preparation. Make sure you got someone with you and that you got the right recovery gear.
With a snatch strap, you don't need a huge amount of force. If you find that you're absolutely tugging on that snatch strap, then you probably need to be using a winch or a different recovery technique. With this one, we just need a nice, gentle tug. We just want to drag them up very, very carefully, especially the way the vehicle is lodged between those two banks. We want to protect the vehicle as well. The big ship with the rooftop tent. Here we go.
When you're going out bush, you just got to always remember, be prepared. As you can see on some of those tracks here, we've had some great fun working our way down into the valley. But as you get down into the bottom of the valley, you've always got to come up. Sure enough, we did all get through. I needed a bit of a nudge up there with the old Nissan because we haven't got lockers front or rear, just the rear one, and it's only the factory one, and it's fairly ordinary, which means it doesn't really lock in much.
One more vehicle to get through this section of track, and who knows what's beyond. Yep, tipper coming. Bit of power on, bit of power, bit of power. Right hand down, right hand down. Sensational drive, very, very nice. You don't have to have the biggest and baddest vehicle to get out here and have fun. You just have to have a sense of adventure. Our vehicles aren't completely set up with every whiz-bang gadget and the biggest tyres around. They're just nice touring cars, but we're taking on some challenging tracks and loving the atmosphere. Four-wheel driving at its best, gotta love that, guys.
We've had a fantastic day out at the Wadigans. Love the really big hills that Simon's found for us.
Had an absolute cracker of a day up here with a good bunch of people.
The Wadigans so far for day one, fantastic.
So the sun's setting, the day's coming to an end. We've called it a day and it's been a great one at that.
Viewers, I have had a cracker of a day with Life Off-Road, and that's what this program is all about. Spending time with mates, getting out in the bush exploring and using your four-wheel drive. Now, if you need any more information, jump onto lifeoffroad.tv. Make sure you're following 4Wheel Drive TV on Facebook and Instagram. I'm Simon Christie. Tread lightly, keep it safe, play hard. I'll see you next week back in the Wadigans.